What's up, guys? So last episode of Barbells and Banter for 2023, and we, as always, spoke about a lot of things, and then we almost spoke about nothing. I can't really remember a lot of what we spoke about today. We talked about Ben's Muay Thai class, some fitness-related stuff with that. We spoke about, how important it is to be able to read the room with your circle when things are challenging, and maybe looking to other people when the going gets tough. Just because of how they're going to react, and is that beneficial for you moving forward? We spoke a little bit about the weekend shenanigans. Steph and I went out. We seen Eric Prids, which was an 11 out of 10 night. So if you're going to tune in for anything, tune in for that, because the night was epic. But as we said at the end of the podcast, we do thank you guys for listening for the whole of 2023. We've made a lot of shifts in terms of the delivery of the podcast. We've had some really, really important feedback from that. We are looking forward to 2024 and taking this to another level. We wish you guys a Merry Christmas and safe festive period, and look forward to delivering more content and more banter in 2024. So enjoy the episode, and we'll catch you next time. It's like we don't have it in the store, but you can order it online.
Yeah.
Can I order it from the store?
No.
You have to do it yourself. Just can't. Bad business. I don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
Not saying everything we've done is perfect. But, yeah, just...
We do our best.
Yeah. Anyway, I need to work out what we're talking about today. I've got lots of stuff.
Oh, good.
Oh, hey.
We're live, by the way.
Yeah,
Just checking.
Yeah. That's all right. Rough start. Who do you think, on average, has more body fat? A pig or your average American?
American.
Body fat percentage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That's fucking wild.
Isn't that crazy? Pigs have lower body fat on average than Americans. So I'm always, I feel like I'm going to come with just a little, it's always throwing shade in America though.
Yeah.
It's all over Instagram. What do you reckon what was that, Michael? Yeah, that's I'll just keep ragging on.
Yeah, we're trying to get to London. Fuck the US.
Yeah, well, they probably just all think we're stupid anyway.
Yeah.
That's usually what Americans think.
We love you guys. It's okay.
You guys sound weird.
Yeah.
What do you talk like that?
Yeah. Just going to go to hospital for free. See you in a minute.
What animal do you reckon has the most body fat? You got to find this out for us, Tam.
Yeah. A whale.
A whale has the most
That's
body
they live
fat.
off it, right? Blubber?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess if we got, obviously if it's total mass, doesn't matter.
They would have
the
highest percentage.
Percentage.
Without searching,
Wouldn't a seal or something?
I would guess a seal.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I think you were thinking of a seal when you said the whale.
No, I meant whale.
Okay. Drum roll.
But you might be right.
Yeah. Oh, it'll be one of those.
I might be incorrect.
It'll be one of those animals that has to get warm by being fat.
Yeah.
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 Like it can't be like a polar bear or something, because it doesn't probably get to eat enough.
Polar bear probably land highest.
They got lots of muscle too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they don't eat enough, because it's all predicated on what they can get.
Depends
right?
how many seals they eat.
Yeah.
Ironically.
How are we doing there, Sam?
Yeah.
We're off to
young Jamie.
They reckon the blue whale.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
No, confirm our biases. Find something that can contradict that. Yeah, fair enough.
So not Americans.
Dogs.
Close second.
But they might be second.
Did we
You seen the meme of there's a the world's fattest man from the 40s or something? It's in a circus.
Right.
And the comment underneath is that's not even the fattest guy I've seen today. And I haven't even left the house.
That's funny.
Yeah, so I don't know which one's actually the first, but grizzly bears have 40%.
Yeah.
Up to 40% when they're hibernating.
Yeah.
Eating and hibernating.
Yeah.
Just fucking things up and going to
and
sleep.
then elephant seals also go up to 40%.
Yeah, elephant seal.
Yeah. So let's just put it as we're all right.
Yeah. But
except the blue whale.
this article's
It depends where you get your information from.
Whale, the right whale. I don't know what a right whale is.
Yeah, it's all right. We're not marine biologists.
45% body fat.
Ooh, so Ben just threw a blanket over whale.
And you had a good guess.
It's very safe.
With the polar bear,
Yeah.
which is 49, up to 49%.
Ooh.
So
Yeah,
I was
so
right both times.
A well-fed.
So the
I said
whale-
polar bear.
The whale and no, you said the polar bear won't
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
No, I said it's predicated on how
If
much
it's
it
gonna
eats.
eat enough.
Yeah,
Oh, this article's
it's
decent.
predicated on its energy balance. All right. So
Oh,
it would normally
Jesus.
be a fat.
Oh, you're not gonna guess the actual. That article goes like fifth down to first.
Oh, okay.
So then the
so you-
second was blue whale.
Yep.
Yeah.
50%, so just above 49. You'll never guess what the first one is.
What,
Like a sloth.
like a bird or something?
It's a moth.
Oh, get
Yeah,
fucked.
fucked.
It's an army cutworm moth.
So it's just fat.
Up to 72%.
So
Wow.
Wow.
So it's just
Well,
skeleton.
they don't have like
and
bones.
fat.
They don't have bones.
Yeah.
So makes sense. Oh, well, there you go. We're all wrong.
Yeah, moth was last on my list.
Absolutely. So all I can think of is like it might taste good.
Oh.
Fat and protein, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Get it for breakfast.
All right, yeah.
Fat and protein and
Yeah.
fuzz.
Polly could be all over it. R.I.P.
Oh shit.
Stick to tarantulas.
The grizzly bear thing. I was watching. So I'm back into watching Vikings.
Yep.
You know when. So if you haven't watched it, block your ears. You know when Bjorn fights the bear.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
there's
it's the
not a chance I am trying that. Like, as soon as like he like realizes that the bear's taking his food and then he's trying to find the bear,
Yeah.
like that is a fucking absolute no
Nah.
from me.
Nah.
We've all
Like-
watched The Revenant.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And that is probably a way more accurate interpretation of like how a fight would go between a man and a grizzly bear.
Mm.
It's just the grizzly bear having fun with you.
Yeah.
That's a modern man, too.
Yeah.
That'd be more closer to what happened to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of, I think he's a Japanese guy, rock climbing? And the bear comes through?
No.
Fuck.
From
bro.
below.
From the top.
Oh,
Oh.
So it comes down. So he's climbing up this mountain.
yeah.
And the bear comes down. So he like just fucking checks this bear, pushes him beside him. So then the bear like falls halfway down the hill. And then the bear's crawling up after him. He's like
Oh,
kicking
my.
it down and shit. He lives. It's fucking wild.
'Cause they have
man.
like massive claws.
Yeah.
Man. Like they're like, it's like Wolverine for hands.
Yeah, so it's like a legit
Yeah.
stiff arm check to just get him to fall.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
adrenaline
bro.
Yeah.
from
And they're
both
like,
those activities?
they're like fast too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Steph was like, "Oh, I just run away from it." I'm
Nah.
like, "No, it's gonna catch you,
Yeah,
and then it's gonna sit on you, and it's gonna torture you.
yeah,
It can run
It's gonna
faster
play
than
with
you, and it
scratch
can climb
you,
faster
open
than
you up, let its kids eat you alive.
yeah,
That's disgusting. Yeah,
yeah.
like
We're so fucking
morbid.
no, just like human beings are so fragile.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's like take away the weapons. Oh no.
yeah. Even the concept of like it takes about 10 to 12 years to just like work out how to look after yourself.
Oh man.
It's like
Yeah.
imagine any other species like it's like 6 months and it's like, all right, you're on your own. I'm leaving you.
So I try really hard not to like talk about having a kid all the time on the podcast. We did our birth plan yesterday.
Yeah.
And just on that, like, the house needs to be at 24 degrees for the first 2 to 4 weeks.
24.
Yeah, because the kid doesn't realize yet.
realize.
But what about like the hundreds of years where we couldn't control the temperature?
It's
We
like
just
if you can do it.
inferior babies being developed.
So I'm just gonna have a super baby because
They
I'm
didn't
keeping
have
it at exactly 24 degrees at all
Incubating your
time.
child.
They didn't
Just
have
got to go
optimal
check the
babies.
thermostat.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just, but even that, just like they come out useless.
Yeah, it's
Useless.
Yeah. And you're useless for a very long time. It's just like the supercomputer comes at a cost.
Yeah, yeah.
It takes 25
And
years.
that's what
for
that's basically what it was. Like we have to be born too early.
Mm.
It's a trade off between.
Yeah, because it won't come out.
Was it even if you genetically adapted the female, the frame wouldn't be able to move. So you've got to trade off your ability to walk versus your ability to go to what would really be full term, which is probably like 1.
Yeah. It's just it's very comforting that we are the superior race and superior species because like imagine if like we had to protect our children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, let me get my 3 kids and
Yeah.
just run.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then like you said, like dogs and shit. It's just like once they get to like 12 weeks, like you're a threat. Get out of here.
Yeah. Or I will kill you.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like imagine that you just get to like 12 and your parents was like, get the fuck out.
Yeah. Have you seen I can't remember the name of the actual law, but they measure the space at the back of the neck and it determines how big your tribe should be.
Really?
And they can do it across all mammals. How many people do you reckon human beings are supposed to be exposed to?
5?
No, a lot more than that.
Oh,
Like a big, like your tribe. How
Me.
many people?
me's like 3.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know, like 100.
Much closer. 150 people.
Really?
Mm.
It's interesting.
How many people we follow on Instagram?
Yeah, I don't know,
Like 3,000.
something like
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
wild. So they reckon that's why we're all fucked up.
because we follow too many people.
Yeah, we just have too many people.
You know too many people.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
You can't.
I think hang out with like 5 people.
So the video I watched was like, this is why we can't accurately predict threat. It's why we're scared of a plane but not a car. Stupid stuff like that. It's like it's way more dangerous to drive a car.
Yeah.
So we're so disconnected by exposure to 7 billion people, really.
Yeah, but isn't it interesting how we're, like you say, like we know more people, but we're close to the less.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about the tribe. So obviously I was watching Vikings and like, you know how they just like fight each other.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this whole group of people stand up for every. It's like my neighborhood fighting yours.
Yeah.
I couldn't give a fucking rat's ass like about the dude down the street.
Yeah.
I don't even know who he is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like, so maybe like that's the evolution.
But you
right?
should.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
Because it's just like neighborhoods fighting each other.
Yeah.
Like hundreds of years later, right? Well, 100 years earlier.
Mm.
But
That's why you have soccer rivalries now, right? Because that's what it used to be.
Yeah. Do you talk to your neighbors?
They don't talk to us.
Yeah, that's kind of how it happens to me too.
Yeah.
The guy next door talks to me.
I tried.
Yeah.
We were pretty excited to move to the country to have neighbours that we spoke to.
I don't reckon. I just reckon it's a way of life now where you don't really congregate with your neighbors that much.
Yeah, everyone's very, how you going on the walks?
Mm.
Everyone loves a hello, which I didn't get here.
Yeah.
Which just pissed me off.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's pockets of like, yeah, it's just like we only have one neighbour because we have a walkway next to us.
Yeah.
And they wave and stuff, but there's never been a,
Yeah.
Hey.
I only know my neighbor because he's friends with my brother-in-law.
Yeah.
And I know his brother.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, like, I thought he was going to be really nice. He was like, you know, when he moved in, he was like, oh, you know, watch the house. Let me know when you guys aren't there, blah, blah. And then, like, now I reckon he said, like, 2 words to me in, like, 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
bruh,
do you hate me?
Yeah.
What have I done?
Yeah.
You know what I thought it was?
The dogs.
You know what I think it is? I don't reckon it's the dogs. You know what I reckon it is? I reckon he thinks I'm fucking dodgy.
Yeah, because
I live at home.
of course.
I drive
a nice house,
nice
a nice car.
yeah. I swear other people think the same.
Of course they do.
Yeah, like people at Steph's work have joked about
Yeah.
like me being a drug dealer.
Yeah.
Just like, but it's like a repeated joke.
Yeah.
So they 100% are just like, this dude's fucking
He's
dodgy.
got to be doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, just a guy who speaks on the internet.
Yeah. When I lived in Essendon, there was like an old couple in the unit in front of us. Helen, I think her name was. Shouts out to Helen. Definite and avid listener of the STC podcast. So they'd obviously gone
Helen
from
sounds like she's part of the neighborhood watch.
Definitely. So they'd clearly gone from like a fucking $6 million house in Essendon and downsized into a nice unit. Remember the garden we had there?
Yeah, it was lovely.
That was all her.
All right, so
It's
Helen
like her
had a
baby.
lot of time on her hands as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Part of the neighborhood watch and loves a bit of gardening.
Yeah. What's the body corporate? Like she was that. She just
Awesome.
like, this is my garden.
For free.
now. I'm going to take care of it.
I love that.
Yeah, it was sick.
Go,
The
Helen.
garden was fucking
Fuck yeah.
awesome.
You can come to my house, Helen.
Yeah.
Needs a bit of love.
But yeah, like I was still look, I don't dress amazing now either, but I dressed much worse then.
You're so much. Were you big then? I think you were big then too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's a lot of flat peak hats, basketball singlets,
Intimidating clothing.
and my blue heeler.
I don't reckon
Going
that
for-
matters.
Going for a walk at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
and then driving my Mercedes.
Yeah.
They
well,
were just like,
connecting the dots
what
there.
the fuck are you doing here? You don't belong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is young whippersnapper.
Yeah.
All you needed was a bum bag, and they're like, "Oh,
It's over.
surely.
Yeah.
What's in that bum bag?" I remember I got pulled over in my other car when I first got it, and and I was fucking hammering it too. Like,
Yeah.
turn the corner. Actually, I was probably going faster into the corner,
Yeah.
and then I came out and I was like, I'll just boot it to the speed limit,
Yeah.
and then they come up behind me and pulled me over. And he's like, "Is this your car?" And I was like, "Look, I know it's hard to believe, but yes,
Yeah.
like, it's mine." And then he's like, "Oh, we had a report a stolen Mercedes." And he's like, "Oh, I saw you take that corner, and I thought we were on here." I was like, "Okay, so you saw me speeding, and then you pulled me over to see if I was stolen. The car was stolen."
Yeah.
So then I was just like, am I good? And he's just like, yeah, man, off you go. I was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, we had the boys in the car. I was younger. I was stupid.
Yeah.
You know.
We, Amy and I went to dinner. We were staying in the Gold Coast, went to dinner in Brisbane when I had the Merc. We drove up. Driving out of Brisbane, party lights. I'm like, if I ran a light, what, like, driving like a fucking grandpa on the way home from dinner. Had my polo on.
Yeah.
It's looking respectable.
Suave.
Been out for dinner.
Corporate.
Pulled over. And I was like, I may have had some stuff in the car that I probably wouldn't have wanted the police officer to find a day before.
Yeah.
And because he goes, is this yours? Yep. What's the car under? I'm like, it's under our business name. What's the business name? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. All right, do you mind if you get out and we have a look around the car? I'm like, sure. Looked even worse because I had it detailed from the drive.
Yeah.
So it was like immaculate. Like, okay, yep,
Fucking
sure.
Lick.
So Amy and I are standing outside the car, and then basically once they went through it, did all their checks and whatever, they're like, yeah, so it's pretty common for groups, let's call them, to steal cars from Melbourne and run drugs up to Queensland in nice Euro cars. So when he saw the business rego and me, he's like, you don't own that, son.
This one's a slam dunk, boys. Pull him over.
Check the wheel well. There's
That's hilarious.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah, I don't get that anymore, though. It's a sign of getting older. It's like lining up nightclubs. Like all the young whippersnappers, like, oh, we're going to get in. I'm like, fuck. I don't know. I had to worry about that for like 5 years. It's like, no, this old bastard's just going to spend a lot of money in here.
Yeah.
Let's get him in.
Yeah, I just drive a Hyundai. I fixed it.
It's hilarious.
Problem solved.
Yeah. How's your weekend?
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's really good.
What'd you do?
So we had Friday was our catch up,
Mm.
which we'll talk about on the Learn podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tune in to Monday's episode if you already missed it.
Yep.
Which was really, really fun. Exciting
Absolutely.
expansions. Loz was down for that, and the girls did the Design Your Life blueprint on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So Amy, Loz, and Jess were there for that. So
Reception was really good for that one. I got some really good feedback too.
feedback has been huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to the girls too. Like
Absolutely.
I don't think Loz has done anything like that before. Amy's done a
Yeah.
couple of like little ones at home.
Yeah.
But nothing
Yeah, big and formal.
to that sort of
venue
scale.
type thing.
And yeah, like you said, even the posts alone, like it's one thing for people to be like, oh, it was great, I loved it, blah blah blah, and then leave. It's another to like a day later,
Yeah, and like
a big write up and
I
stuff.
was just about to
It's
say,
really
like big
cool.
write-ups shows a fair bit of impact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think also like any hesitancy, we spoke about it when Loz was here, any hesitancy we had about like introducing actual mentality pathways within the business, like completely wiped. Because like Loz said, you just do it your way. It's do it the way you think it should be done. And it's not fucking wishy-washy crap.
Yes. Yeah, that's it. We were accepting shit.
Yeah, it's like, we're fucking here. We're going to do
That's how we
this.
operate.
And it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really good. Feedback was awesome for that. So I worked most of Saturday. Saturday night was just chill. The girls were toasted.
Yeah.
And then Sunday we had comp. So I had Alyssa, which was really cool. So I think Alyssa's done 2 lift-offs, maybe 3 sanctioned meets. She did the second sanctioned meet I ever handled. So we've competed together a lot.
Yeah.
And she actually, her last comp, she was unknowingly 4 weeks pregnant on the platform.
Yeah.
So 18 or 2 years later, longer, 2.5 years later, back on the platform for the return, and was only 20 kilos off her
nice.
comp PB. I was like, another 6 to 9 months and we're
And you're back.
like all new territory.
Yeah.
And like prep was like training in the garage with her daughter and
Yeah.
up and down with work and all that. Like it wasn't like
It's not
she
your perfect
dedicated
running.
her life to it like she could have before. So
Yeah.
it was really cool. It was really, really fun experience.
Yeah.
Jess had Kirsty there on the day as well. So leading into the last week, I think, she ticked over 70 kilos of fat loss.
Yeah. Fuck. Incredible, man.
Fucking wild,
Yeah.
man.
It's a person.
Wild.
It's a whole person.
That's more than what I weigh.
Yeah. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, and also did an amazing job. I don't think she missed her third bench.
Okay.
So Alyssa went 9 from 9, Kirsty 8 from 9.
Yeah,
it's like
a
it's
good
bench
day.
press.
It's a good day out.
Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, we hung around because we thought Kirsty might have snuck into third on because they use a dot system, like a scoring system for medals, not weight classes.
Mm-hmm.
But I think maybe just missed out. Might have been fourth on the day.
Still good.
But there was some fucking there was Australian records and shit being pumped through.
Was that at that gym that we went to?
Yeah, where I competed last time.
Yeah, it's the blue one.
Strength
It's
HQ.
got yeah.
Yeah, it's black.
Oh, black. Yeah.
Yeah. They're really good guys out there. Robbie's a legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
They run a good meet. Started at 8 a.m. Finished by 11.
Nice.
Yeah, took ages for the medals. It was a little disappointing when we didn't, none of us medaled. We're like, oh, we waited for an hour and a half for this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's like, I just want
shattering.
to. And the cafe we went to afterwards was in eyesight.
So
So it was just staring at it like, oh, I really want some food.
Yeah.
But it was a really good day. They did a great job. And then also, Talia handled her for the day as well. So works with old STC coach Amy, who couldn't be there on the day, who's also friends with Alyssa. So that was cool. I remember sort of co-coaching her when she first started.
Yeah, she's doing lift-offs and shit.
Yeah.
So
So
that's a long time ago.
seeing her come back around and have a good day was good.
Yeah.
I think she missed a couple of her thirds. She could be niggling hip.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, and it's I could only obviously go off
Yeah.
what the suggestions were coming in as well. Don't know the lifter as well. It's always a little bit more challenging.
Absolutely.
But yeah, she was really happy with the day.
Good.
Said, yeah, it was good. Yeah, so it was fun.
Yeah, man. Is that it? Comp's done?
Yeah, for this year till March.
Much.
Yeah, so we'll go to Queensland first weekend of March, and then I'll be in Sydney second weekend of March for Strength Tribe. I don't even know what it's called. States, I think it is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
With, I think, 4 or 5.
Big gang.
Yeah. Lots of sneaky looks at nationals.
Yeah, nice.
Just depends who shows up, really.
So to get to nationals, you got to what? Just qualify?
It's just your total for your weight class across the year, across the whole country.
Yeah.
So Mads's meet was a qualifier.
Yeah.
So now we just wait, see who else.
Yeah. So that's there's a line, and then you're either kind of like qualifying for Formula One.
Correct. Yeah.
So that's the.
Except you get invited, and then if you don't want to go, 11th place gets invited.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have rounds of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
So I think that's June this year. Queensland again.
Yep.
Fucking untested in Geelong.
Oh, really?
And then testers in Queensland.
Oh,
Swap
that's
around,
unfortunate.
you
Yeah,
dogs.
that's unfortunate. Far out.
It's like a 55-minute drive versus
How did that
flights.
make that decision?
Yeah.
Split the country.
Mm.
Maybe there's more untested powerlifters
In Melbourne.
Victoria.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. How about you? How was your Saturday night?
what did I
Looked fucking awesome.
Oh yeah,
That looks so good.
So we went. We trained. I trained with the boys at the oldies,
Yeah.
and the dial's been turned.
Good.
The sessions have been good.
Yeah.
Not that we had bad sessions before. Like I said, we were just joking and shit.
Yeah.
So Dennis came as well. Quarterback sesh. And then I had to go to a birthday. It was a kid's birthday, so just go in, say hi to everyone. Do the present thing, and wait till it's acceptable to leave.
Abort. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Like my mate he had that Zach Bryan. Is that his name? The country.
Yeah.
dude?
Yeah.
So he had that
Brown.
Zach Bryan. I think it's Brian. I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Brown, country dude.
Yeah.
And he was at the birthday as well, and like his partner was there and the kids, and like the event didn't start till 5, and he was just like, oh, it's like 1 o'clock. He's like, oh yeah, I better get going. So like when you don't want to go to something, like you use whatever else you have, but like you just
leverage
so,
it.
like the schedule doesn't matter anymore. It's just like I've got something on later, I'm leaving. Yeah. So then like we were going to Eric Prid's and we're meeting my mate, and I go to his house to have some pre-drinks beforehand, and my mate who left the party is there. I was like, this is gold.
Yeah.
But yeah, how do I describe Saturday night? It was like so much fun, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like one of the debates I always had, because I've always liked dance music above everything else. Like it's just like when I go out, it's what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I want to listen. I want to dance. You know, whatever. And we used to just get into like senseless debates about what's better. You know,
Yeah.
you're younger, like, what do you like rock music? What do you like,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So we used to always have that debate. And people used to always say, like, but what do? You just look at the DJ.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing happening. Like,
Yeah.
you're just looking at a guy playing. Because, you know, someone's like, you know, just rocking notes on the guitar and he's fucking, you know.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, oh, it's sick, you know.
Yeah.
So it's something to look at.
Yeah.
And then I remember, like, we went and seen David Guetta, like, I would have been a while ago now, maybe 10 years. And, like, they had these people dressed up as like robots and shit, and they were like shooting fucking smoke and like, you know, it was lasers, and I was like, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Now it's fucking next level. So not only do you go to listen to the music, it's like a proper light show performance, and it's all digitalized.
Yeah.
So this thing was hectic, dude.
Yeah.
Like this guy was like inside this like light, this square of lights,
Mm-hmm.
and it would light up, it would come down, it could do any shape,
Yeah.
any light spectrum,
Yeah.
any image. So it was like sometimes it would be just like patterns,
Mhm.
and then sometimes it would be like a full, like a
Movie.
guy
Yeah.
in space,
Yeah.
fucking walking through a space station and shit.
Yeah.
It was fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, so like it was just the whole time you were paying attention.
Yeah.
Because you
Looked
just
fucking like a lot of people.
Yeah, it was packed, man. It was like sold out. So
Yeah.
it would have been 20,000 people, I reckon
Yeah.
maybe 15,000 or something. So it's like, and like so this is a sign of like how far we've come in age, right? And preferences. So I tried so hard to get general admission tickets,
Yeah.
and they were like a little bit more than the ones that we got. But I ended up just like not being able to get them. So I got these seated ones.
Mhm.
And I was a bit nervous. Like, you know, I told my mate to come and seated at a fucking dance gig,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And it was amazing because I had my own spot,
Yeah.
and like we all stood up,
Mhm.
and if you couldn't be fucked, you'd sit back down,
Yeah.
and then when you went to the toilet and you come back, your spot was still there.
Yeah.
But if like you're caught in the riffraff
It's
of
it. Yeah.
you move and your
Sober.
spot's gone, so
Yeah.
you can't get a drink, you can't go, you know.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I watched like I was on Instagram, like people were there like who we follow, and they're like, oh, I'm here, you know, and I'm like, oh, sick, have a good time. And like they were all down the bottom because they're like 10 years younger than us.
Yeah.
And like here we are sitting there like, oh yeah, the suited, like the four of us are like, oh yeah, the suited tickets are fucking sick. It's because like we could just operate like without fucking trouble,
Yeah.
get drinks, this and that. And then the two guys next to us left. Like,
Oh, sick.
so like this dude was toasted.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. Like before it started,
Yeah.
he was toasted, dude. I like stood up and I bumped in. I'm like, oh, sorry, bro. And I looked at him and I was like, bro, you're not going to last much. Like he was mangled. And then, yeah, like, I don't know. I like that type of music. They played a lot of stuff when we were younger as well.
Yeah.
And then,
Did
like
he just play his music or does he
Yeah.
play everything?
no, he plays
Yeah.
his own music. So he's got like, he hasn't
Yeah,
been
it's-
here for like 10 years.
Yeah, it's got a pretty decent discography.
Absolutely. Yeah. And like I said to you guys in the meeting, like, I was always going to have fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's just my element.
Yeah.
Like, when Steph has a good time, I'll always have a way better time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, she's like a little bit reserved, she's
Yeah.
a little bit quiet. And it's just like, yeah, when she's out and having fun, I'm just like, this is the best.
Yeah, I think it's there was a very short reel, like selfie mode of you two, and I was like, I think that's the happiest I've ever seen Steph. And I was like, it's so wholesome.
Yeah.
You're just like out doing
Yeah,
it.
she
I'm
likes
like,
to have
this is
fun and
sick.
shit. They just don't do it. Like, she's
Yeah.
just, you know, like girls are different,
Yeah,
man.
but that's like it's a special moment in time though, like to be in that environment. And then most of the time, like you're not going to capture it either. Which is cool.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But I think like even just opportunity wise, like the boys, like we're always willing. We always do stuff like that. Like we're
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
like boys are just like, I know. Well, my experience is that they're just like, let's go, let's do this,
Yeah.
and it's bang. You know, it's not let's go catch up for coffee. Like I don't catch
Yeah.
up with coffee with the boys. Like
Yeah.
we go do shit.
Yeah.
So I think like with her circle, that's what they do. So
Have
they
you
never
heard
really.
of the men bond side by side, women bond face to face?
No,
That explains that whole
I
thing.
think that is the most accurate
Yeah.
interpretation of
It's just
like
like-
even our circle.
Men will watch the game.
Yeah,
Girls will have a cheese board
absolutely.
and a wine and look at each other.
Yeah.
We will be like, watch TV. next to each
Yeah.
other. Bond. Good.
Yeah, and like I guess I had you always have a few apprehensions. Like I sat I sit there and I'm like, oh, I don't care what people think of me and blah blah blah, which is really true, right? But there's still like that little voice. You know how like everything. There's still that little voice in your head, just like, should you be here? Like you're 36.
Yeah.
Like is this a space where it's not like there's judgment. It's like, are you going to be welcomed?
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's that
you're
acceptance.
the weird old guy.
Yeah. It's like, am I going to go to this thing and there's just like, fucking mullets and fucking shit clothing, with a bunch of skinny, scrawny dudes like rocking, and you're like the only old guy like standing out like a set of fucking dog's nuts. Like, I just wanted to make sure. Like, I was a bit concerned about that, but it was just like the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's good.
It was just everyone all walks of life, having a good time.
Yeah.
And then I said to Steph, I'm like, we have to do this more often.
Yeah.
Just because we could have gone, the two of us, and we were prepared to go, just the two of us. Like, we were just happy my friends went. Like, I just bought 4 tickets. And I was like, fuck it. If I don't
Find someone.
Yeah, and if we didn't, I'd just give them away or sell them if I can,
Yeah.
And it was fantastic, bro.
That's good.
It was an 11 out of 10 night.
Awesome.
Yeah, went out afterwards. The girls, we fucking dragged them out. So me and my mate are obviously like, we don't mind a good night.
Yeah.
And so like afterwards it was like 11 o'clock or 10:30 or whatever. And they're like, oh, they were just like insinuating we've gone home. And I'm like, nah, we can't go home. Like, there's absolutely no chance.
It's
we can
high
go home.
risk after an event like that, though, because like, how do you keep going up?
Yeah, well, the best thing was we found this bar like near Crown, and there was like they played just like R&B, like hot hits R&B shit.
Yeah, nice.
So like the girls love that shit.
Yeah,
So we just like had a few drinks,
yeah,
a little bit of a boogie and stuff.
yeah. I think we went out after Soundwave a couple of times. It was just like, how do we go from there?
Yeah, you always just go to like whoever's
something.
playing at the thing to their after party. So
Yeah.
that's what we used to do. Like
Yeah.
the DJs would play at the festival, and then they do a live gig at whatever nightclub.
Yeah, bands don't do that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they have a separate show.
I guess
during
I
the
was
week.
going to say, I guess it's logistically like
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't just rock.
You know, like on the Simpsons episode where like Homer doesn't get enough, well, like he doesn't get all he could eat, so he went fishing.
Yeah,
It was literally like us one year. Like we just like went to this I think we went to Summer Days,
yeah,
and then like we went and seen like Ferry Corsten play this like 4-hour set. So by the time it was like 4 a.m. and we were fucking like trying to get into every nightclub in Melbourne, just like we haven't had enough yet.
yeah.
And then I remember we just went home and we're just like playing music in the house. It was like, fuck, this is not it.
Yeah, that's the best option for like after a metal gig is just go home and listen to more of the same thing at home.
Yeah.
Because you're like trying to find the same vibe out. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah, I get it.
yeah,
But yeah, it was a heap of fun.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the STCfit podcast, where we talk about all things nutrition, training, and how to live your best life. If you want some more information about coaching, our free resources, and other fitness-related content, be sure to check us out on our website at www.stcfit.com. All right, let's get to the episode. Have we talked about your Muay Thai?
We haven't.
Yeah?
And I'm gonna, what day is it? Wednesday.
Yeah.
So I went Thursday. That hurts.
Oh,
It still hurts.
as in your,
My abs.
what, like your intercostals or something?
Just
Or-
my abs.
Yeah,
So,
crunches.
yeah, we'll talk about the whole day,
tell
and
us
then
a-
we'll talk about
yeah.
what I had to do
All
at
right,
the end.
let's do it.
So it was sick, man. I
Wicked.
really, really enjoyed it. I was actually thinking about it. I was like, I don't think I've ever gone to a group thing like that without somebody else to introduce me. So even like when we did boxing and stuff, you were like, I'm going here. I was like, cool, I'll come too.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever like just walked in and signed up to a group activity like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. Like I've played golf. I don't think I've even played golf with like randoms. Like if I get paired with someone, I'm usually paired with my friend too.
Yeah, so you have to do it with a complete stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was just walk in. I know nobody.
Yeah.
I've never been here. I don't know anyone that's been here.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And I was like, oh, it's weird that that's the first time I've ever done this at 34, but let's do it. But yeah, that was super nice. It was the only critique I would have is like I'm glad I had striking experience.
I see they didn't go over fundamentals
There's
too
like
much.
no drilling.
Yeah.
It's a fundamentals class,
Yeah, but
there's no drilling. It's just
punching
pads, let's go.
bag. Yeah.
So I was paired with a kid that was like, I think he was his 3rd week.
Yep.
And his kicks were fucking unreal. Punching was average, but the kicks were real good. And he was nice, so that was good. And then the instructor just kind of floated around. And it was like, so I'm like down this rabbit hole of like childhood psychology at the moment. And Peterson's got this thing that like I think you've got till 4 years old to make your child likable, and then after that you basically have no influence. So then when they go to...
So they can still make themselves likable, but without your influence?
But it's way more difficult.
Okay.
Way more difficult.
Yeah, so you're in control of it.
Yeah, so it's like please and thank yous and just general manners, behavior,
eye contact,
sharing, all of that shit, right? So I was like, this instructor has to like me or I'll never get good. Like he needs to respect me to want to put time into me. So I need him to like who I am. So I was like, just in the back of my head, I had that thought, like, I need to make a good first impression because this guy's going to teach me. And if he doesn't want to teach me, I'm not going to get any attention in class ever.
Yeah, and if you don't say anything, he's probably just going to make up his own mind about you as well.
Correct.
Big guy, tattoos.
Yeah, so I started, all the sort of stuff was like, this is the other thing, all the stuff said t-shirt. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm going to not be okay in a t-shirt. So I wore a t-shirt over a singlet, which was even more high risk because it's like then if I didn't wear the t-shirt, I had 2 layers on. Yeah, so about maybe a third into the class, I saw another guy had a singlet on. I was like, fuck, get this shit on. So yeah, I kind of hid the meathead thing with an XL shirt.
No stringer? No stringer though?
But definitely not. And grey and black only. Yeah. Amy's like, why are you dressed like that? I'm like, she's like, no, I walked out, she goes, that's a lot of black.
Yeah.
So I had black socks, black shorts, black t-shirt.
I would have loved to have seen this.
Hoodie.
I don't think I've ever seen you go like...
All black.
Yeah, I
used to live that way.
That is literally my wardrobe.
Yeah. I used to only have black and white in my wardrobe. Nothing
dancing
else.
outside of the border, just putting this on today.
Yeah, it's a lot. The green.
No pineapples this week.
Nah.
What do you got on?
No, just black. Just basketball today. I went with the...
Not enough fun. It's all right. You didn't feel like having fun today.
Nah, I was sleepy this morning.
Yeah.
Was actually just like, what's the most comfortable for this car drive?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where was I? So like I started to like, once I started to get a bit of flow, it was more the rhythm that from boxing that helps.
Absolutely.
So just that learning like the exhale on the punch gives you the cue.
Just like that, where to put your weight too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once I had the rhythm, I was like, okay, I get it. I know I'm still shit at it, but I get it.
How much striking is in like with your hands? Is there, like
a lot.
There still is? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You're basically still using your hands to create openings.
Yeah. Are you punching as well? Or and so punch, it's like fists, elbows, clinch, and knees and feet. Yeah.
Yeah. So the main combo we did was block a jab, parry a jab, step into a right. Yeah. With the same hand.
Yeah.
So parry down, bang, follow through. Yeah. Then that turned into follow through with an elbow and then a switch knee. That was the main combo, but we did some kicks and stuff at the start. But yeah, I was starting to like, once I found the rhythm, I was like, okay, so when I kick, this hand comes back. Do I need to have it on my head? Like, and he could see like, I like you.
Yeah, trying to
He's
figure
like,
it out.
You get it. Yeah. You get it? I'm in. Because then like, bless the kid that I was training with, but he was doing for the ear people, doing the boxer size. Yeah. We had to do the 30 seconds of punching, and he was like,
no
like,
hips and shoulders,
like, that's not it, bro. So yeah, when I started asking questions like that, you could see his demeanor change. It's like, you get it.
Yeah. Love that.
So yeah, it was fun. Kicks are... So he comes up and he goes, your kicks are too straight. I'm like, okay. So Muay Thai is hard. So you've got to, when you kick, you actually go up onto your toes and rotate rather than planting. Yeah. So you don't lean back, you step up into it, which I started to get the rhythm of. And he's like, it's too straight. If you're kicking straight up, they'll be so slippery that it'll just slide. Your foot will just slide up their middle. You got to come around and like go for like kidney and shit. I was like, okay, so like this. He's like, yeah, pretty close. And he grabbed my leg. He's like, so you want to come around here? And it just like got to a point in my hip that my hip just stopped.
Yeah.
And he just kept going. And my torso was just like, was like, basically fell over and was just holding me up by the leg. He's like, "Oh, we'll work on your mobility. It's okay." I was like, "I'm trying, man. I'm trying to
catch
come,
his kick, lift his foot. He's fucked.
I'm trying to come around. My hip just is not having it.
Internal rotation, not happening.
Yeah. But the left kick's super weird. So you've got to basically switch your stance and then basically do a southpaw kick. So there's no actual, like, you don't step back onto the right leg and throw a left. You actually switch first and then do it. That was the other thing. Like, you've seen me fit and the skipping that I was capable of and how quick I was on my feet at the time. I can't single foot skip.
Single foot?
I don't have the power.
Oh, nah, fuck no.
So I literally just had the 2 foot skip
To
the
be
whole
fair,
time.
you're like
90 kilos.
20 kilos heavier than we were last
probably,
time.
at least.
Yeah.
No
were you 70?
I got down to like 63.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. When we started, I was probably 70.
Yeah, I think I was 71 when we were boxing.
Yeah.
71, 72. It's fucking
And on the
wild.
soft mats as well.
Yeah.
I just had no... I remember like doing the running drills with Tam and we had to do pogos and stuff and like just watching... It was like the A step, is it? Where you do the bounce halfway. And Tam would like pop off his foot and just like 3 inches in the air.
Athlete.
Yeah.
Athlete.
And I was like, ugh! like physically jumping rather than just a pop. So yeah, trying to switch the feet is fucking so slow.
Yeah.
So our instructor's probably maybe a little bit taller and thicker than Tam, but not a lot. But also just like
Nimble as.
you would destroy me.
Oh,
Just looking at him,
just
not even seeing him move yet. I'm like,
you're
you
like,
would eat me
you
alive.
know he can fight, yeah? Yeah.
100%, man. Like square,
Yeah.
mullet, shoulders were just perfectly square, just stood like a fighter. And I was like, yeah, you uh-huh.
Anyone that like, you know when they have that like the back's rounded?
Yeah.
Because they're just used to protecting themselves also. You're like, man, this guy could fuck people up.
So that was the shit I was thinking about, like, make the instructor like me. I was like, keeping my shoulders up, my chin in and shit. And like, I'm okay at this sometimes. But yeah, the footwork, man, fucking so slow.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying on Friday, I actually don't even think I could skip right now.
Yeah.
Like even with a long rope that like would take ages to.
Yeah.
Like I fucking don't even know if I could do it. I'd have to do the whole like hop on the side like with the rope next to me, like just to get the rhythm, and it would just bound. Like I don't even know. I'm like it's just like sending pain through my Achilles already.
Yeah. So have you ever trained your abs to true failure?
I can't remember that, so probably not.
I don't think I ever have.
Oh, I reckon I would have, because we used to. That was the punishment. When
For
we're
soccer?
obviously we used to fuck around a lot.
Yeah.
So when I was 15, I had a massive chest
Yeah.
and like the sickest abs.
Yeah.
Because like the coaches were just like the kids' dads.
Yeah.
So when we all fucked around, it was just push-ups and sit-ups. So probably.
Yeah.
But not in recent memory, so I wouldn't know what it felt like.
So we had to do 100 crunches. And then I'm pretty confident that you were supposed to hit them at the top of the sit-up. So you sit up, brace, get whacked with the pad, and then come back down.
Oh, you got whacked with a pad, not a stick.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I like this
thankfully.
place.
We weren't in Thailand.
I got whacked with a fucking stick at...
Oh, here. Yeah, wow.
Whacked me with a fucking dowel, bro. I had like a strip across my stomach.
Yeah. So we had to do 100 of them.
Yeah, that sucks.
And then I was about 30 in and I was already struggling. And old mate walks over and just kicks my feet because I had him sort of like 45. He's like, straighten your legs. I was like, bruh. I'm just trying to make it.
Yeah.
So my last 3 of them were basically like maybe sternum, like whatever that vertebrae is. L7.
Yeah.
Is that right? That'd be high. T7.
Something, yeah.
Yeah. So like
half a crunch.
I couldn't get any higher. Physically couldn't get any more than that off the ground. I was like, okay, survived it. But so the guy I was partnered with was hit me at the bottom.
Like...
So at the extension,
sorry, I thought you meant
when you're most vulnerable,
absolutely, there's no tightness.
whacking me with a pad in my solar plexus.
Did you tell him?
Nah, I just did it back to him.
Just get even.
Yeah, I'm like, you go first, so then I know how hard to hit you. And he's like, all right, like, yeah, I'm fucking watching you.
Yeah.
And then, so the old ankle, do the pike, leg raise pike, push the feet down.
Yeah.
So I was me. I'm like, I have to do this properly. So my first 20 were like onto my shoulder blades, leg raise up, and then they like obviously push your legs down. You have to catch them and pull them back up. So my first 20 were like that, and then they progressively I couldn't, and then I got to 30 and I was like, bro, we have to swap. Like, there's no chance, there's no physical possibility I'm doing 100 of these.
Yeah.
So we swapped, and then I was watching him like, this motherfucker's barely getting his hips off the ground.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just do that. Swapped it around again, got another 20 or so out, and then I was like, oh, his feet don't even touch the ground. Alright, I'll do another one. Bro, by the time I got to the end, I was physically incapable of doing anything but lifting my knees. So I had hold of this guy's feet. I was nearly dragging him to the floor. He was like, whoa, a couple of times because I was like reefing on his ankles to try and get up. And my knees would come off the ground.
Yeah.
So the next day I was like, they're a bit sore, but I'm okay. The rest of the weekend.
It's been flexed.
So Saturday, because I sat at the computer for 4 hours, that was it. I was done. I was just pinned in this compressed position, just like, this is where I live now. Absolute mortal. And like, I could go back the next day and do the drills again, but I would have to just leave.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, I've got a meeting, can't do abs, sorry. I'm just going home. Because then I'm even like, I'm going to have to do...
Well, they always save the fuck you up bit till the end.
Of course.
Like, and that's the standard martial arts fitness workout.
Yeah.
Thing.
And it's like, I obviously need to do this every day. Like, if I just do 100 sit-ups at home every day, that'll be a fucking breeze. But I can't start doing it because I'm still so sore.
Yeah. And you also don't need to be demolished because you're going to train tomorrow.
Correct. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, and that was the other thing. Is like the day after we went and did wave load squats.
Yeah.
On the safety bar. So it's just like fired everything up again. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. But
yeah. Do you I think I've asked you this already, but whatever, I'll do it again. In that situation, if something's just utterly idiotic, do you just like not do it?
No.
Yeah.
I have to do it.
See, I'd like when we did the when I was doing the MMA, like I remember one day he's like, we're doing conditioning. And I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then like there was this huge, you know those steel boxes that people broke their legs on for life? So they banned them.
Yeah.
So we had those.
I still have scars.
And the guy was like, you have to jump on that and turn and jump off it.
Yeah.
And like, bro, it was like peak lockdown. I was like 105. I was fucking on everything you could think of. I was massive, right? And so I was like, and I remember I just was like walking up it and walking down it. And he comes over to me and he's like, you have to jump. And I was like, no, I don't. And he's like, yeah, you do. And I said, are you going to jump for me? Because I'm not jumping on that.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't. And if I miss, I'm going to break my fucking legs and I can't train tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
And like his face, you tell he was pissed.
Yeah.
Because like someone like disrespected him.
Yeah.
Disrespected him in his dojo.
Yeah.
But I was just like, this is stupid. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
I find like that I battle with that heaps.
I think if I was in danger, different.
Yeah, it's not like it's hard, so I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, but it's like, is this the best way to train my abs? No. Is this a good mental fight to say I did it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Am I training? Well, given how sore I was effectively training my abs. But it's like, is this more like hip?
I think you might have gone above your MRV, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, fuck it. It is what it is. Like, if it's not, I'm not in danger.
I just wonder how many people get fucked up just doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
In a group session.
Yeah.
Like
I wonder how many people don't go back because of how they feel. How I feel now when they wouldn't go back.
I had to cancel his membership for the gym because he was too sore.
Yeah, I had one of those too.
Yeah. Rang him up for his second session. Where are you, bud? He's like, oh, I'm not coming.
Yeah.
I cancelled my membership.
So I had one get back DOMs from deadlifts. It was just DOMs.
Yeah.
No pain. I'm like, you've never done this before. And she was mad strong.
Yeah.
Went to the doctor. The doctor was like, don't ever deadlift again. And then her parents were like, you're never going to the gym ever again.
Fuck.
Like,
don't ever deadlift again.
Yeah. Yeah,
Such
it's wild.
Moronic.
But yeah, I had a good time. I messaged Amy as soon as I got in the car. I was like, obviously, much endorphins. And I was definitely kidding. And I was just like, booked a fight for June. She's like, capital letters, no.
Yeah. We'll see.
But yeah.
I wonder if they do that, like, what is it, white collar... They still do that white collar boxing shit?
Yeah, look. They probably do. But everything he said, I think the way the gym works is like you go to the classes and then they have open mat time on the weekend and you go and you fight.
Dude, we watched this guy get fucking kicked in the face. Oh, man, I'm telling you. It would have been like if you take all the walls out of this house, this is how big the room was.
Yeah.
We were here and let's say he was fighting in the lounge room.
Yeah.
The slap on his face, I felt like he was right next to me.
Yeah.
So this dude hits the deck. Everyone's watching, even the owners, and they're all just like, yeah. And he just gets back up and they just start like sparring again.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, you clearly have a concussion.
Yeah, go home.
Yeah.
Fuck, yeah.
So
I'll see how that progresses.
Yeah.
Because so I'm doing the fundamentals classes now, and then they have like proper.
You want to have a good fight. You want to have someone good though.
As long as you're sparring with someone that gets it.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Because the more, like we had in boxing, the more skilled you are,
Yeah.
the better it is to spar. Even though I was terrified.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and we were
fighting.
rubbish. Yeah.
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 It was good fun when we used to spar each other though.
Fucking oath.
Yeah. Now it's just like, we should have sent that email.
Yeah. We'd end up just bloodied now. Yeah.
It's 8 years of frustration coming out.
How come you guys don't fight? Will we just
Punch each other
do
instead.
Muay Thai now?
We punch each other instead.
But yeah, the YouTube algorithm is
Oh, yeah?
it's getting infected already.
Yeah.
But I've just watched entertainment stuff so far.
Of Muay Thai?
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Karate Nerd?
No.
I think he's Scandinavian of some description. And I just love when Scandinavians speak English, especially the men, because their voices are just like... it's the sweetest fucking thing ever. It's the best. I love it.
I do Muay Thai.
I love it. So he's a karate guy,
Yeah.
but he just does random entertaining shit. So he went to Thailand and fought a Muay Thai boxer,
Yeah, it's sick.
a Muay Thai fighter, just to test karate versus Muay Thai. And he's done like 3 of them against Muay Thai fighters and had his ass fucking handed
Yeah.
to him
Every
time,
they
bro.
fucking learn
like-
from like 3.
And they're like half his size, man. This
Yeah.
guy's like quads as big as you
Yeah.
from karate.
So when I went to Thailand the first time,
Yeah.
this is 21,
Yeah.
and I met this dude over there. So, you know, like when 2 guys work out and they kind of look very similar, you give the look and then you become friends.
Yeah.
It's either that or you hate each other.
Yeah.
So this particular time we were friends. So we
Yep.
both were like saw each other from either side of like the nightclub and we both just like embraced each other like we knew each other. Anyway, this dude was massive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you here for? And he's like, oh, holiday, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, I've got a fight coming up. And I'm like, oh, like, what do you
what?
yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, Muay Thai. You know, he's like, oh, I do kickboxing, this and that, whatever. So we have a good night. You know, whatever. I get his Facebook at the time.
Mm-hmm.
A week later, I see this dude and he looks like he's been hit by a bus. So he's fucked up. His face is cooked. He's got this like, he's got the strap around his ribs. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck happened to you? And he's like, I got fucking munched by this dude who was like half my size. I can't tell you.
Yeah. They're so good, man.
I can't tell you the size of this dude. And I can't tell you how fucked up he looks.
Yeah.
It's just like words can't put it into. It looked like he'd been jumped by 12 people.
Yeah.
And like robbed and shit. Because that's what I thought happened. I'm like, oh, did someone steal his shit? He's like, no, I just got fucked up the other night.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
It's so funny how you like for us, people would look at us and be like, oh, they can protect us.
Yeah, and it's absolutely not true.
And it's the guy that you just fucking wouldn't even know
It's the silent
that
weapon.
can fight. You just
Yeah.
like, no. He destroy all of us.
Yeah, there was this kid now. So I went to when I was in uni, I was in the I didn't get a high enough score just to go straight into exercise science. So I had to do another degree to get in. Like I had to do a double degree. So everyone that did it to get into exercise science. So we went as a group, and just as the years went on, everyone just slowly fell off and got a job.
Yeah.
But there was this one dude, right? And he was like, look, at the time, he was a little bit nerdy, right?
Yeah.
He was quiet. I was like, look, I would fuck you up in a fight.
Yeah.
And then like one day he was like, he had this like scratch on him. And I'm like, what the fuck happened to you? And he's like, oh, someone tried to take my laptop when I was getting money out of an ATM. And he's like, so I broke his hand. I broke his nose with his hand. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm like I fucking
Krav Maga or something.
yeah, some shit. And he's like, yeah, so I grabbed his hand and I twisted it and broke it and I smashed it into his face. And I broke his nose. And I was like, I said, look, man, I said, if I'm being real honest, I said, I think I would fuck you up in a fight. And that is so far from true. I was like, you would absolutely kill me.
Yeah.
I was like, you just don't look like that kind of dude. He's like, oh, yeah, I've done whatever it was. He's like, oh, I've done it since I was like 5.
Yeah.
I was just like, wow.
Yeah.
Imagine that. You just pick the wrong person.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The cauliflower ears, I always look for people.
Yeah.
If you've got cauliflower ears, I'm like, be on your
way,
day, sir.
What did you call my wife? Okay.
Yeah. Totally fine.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
fine.
Wild.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
crazy.
it was fun. It's fun.
Yeah. What's up, guys? So before we move on, just a little bit more information for those people who are curious about coaching. Maybe they want someone to take care of their training, get a bit more specific, take it to the next level, or even just keep them accountable to all of the things that they need to do. So again, you guys can go onto the website, get a little bit more information. It's got all the information on there on what's involved to take your training to the next level. You can hit the inquiry button, and then we'll get on a strategy call and see what we can do for you. All right. So I've got one thing that I want to unpack with you. So I heard again on the internet over the week a very interesting statement, and I want to know what you think of it. So I'm just going to read out what I've written, and then we can just unpack it. So concept is, I don't want friends who, when the going gets tough, they tell me to pull back. I want friends who, when the going gets tough, they say I can do it.
Yeah.
Now, is there any point where you want to have your immediate circle, the people that you confide in during hardship, is there any point where you just want that person to say, oh, take the day, chill out, cuddle, almost like, it's almost like pity?
Yeah.
Is there ever a situation where your circle should do that? Or do you always want that group that's like, you can do this, you can endure, it's going to be okay, et cetera, et cetera?
Definitely a time.
Yeah.
There's definitely a time.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things I pride myself on as a leader is that. It's knowing when that is.
Yeah.
And I've done it with coaching, always. Like I used to have like girls come in and just like, you just fucking see it. It's like, you're not even in the room.
Yes.
Like, what's your favorite takeaway? This. Okay. What's your favorite movie? This.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go and get a takeaway. Watch the movie. See you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And then they come back fucking ready.
Yeah.
I think that applies here as well. So, generally speaking, when you message me with overwhelm, it's like, all right, let's do a call. Let's figure it out. 99 times probably for yourself because you need to just figure it out.
Yeah, just throw it out in the air. Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, we work through that. Sweet. Go.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think we've had discussions where it's like, it's fine. Doesn't need to be done until next week. Go play golf. Leave it and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because you sometimes need that space. Because, like, my only argument is there's no point doing 4 hours worth of shit work when you could do it in one.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think the pitfall, like, so when you hear things like that, so it's cool to sit there and be like, oh, you want this circle of friends that's just going to sit there and go, oh, you can do this, you should keep pushing and never know that there is an off button. But I think what's more valuable, because then, everyone's going to, like, that's cooler than, the group that says, oh, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You need to just pull back and chill.
Yeah, because
But you need to, you don't want, like, what I'm trying to say is you don't want all of either.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you can't have the person that usually says go do it, when they say relax,
you leave them.
When someone always says relax, like, you're just trying to keep me in your level.
Yeah, and that's all that and it's like, for me, and if someone instantly goes to that, and we've spoken about this before, it's like, they don't know how to communicate anything else.
Yeah.
So they just tell you
They're
to,
care for you.
oh, you shouldn't go to the gym. And, sometimes, like, my mum, like, tells me to take it easy. I'm like,
it's just what they know.
Yeah. And I know she means it from, like, the most genuine part of her soul. But I'm just like, Mum, that's just not what I do.
Yeah.
Don't take it easy at the gym.
Yeah.
We go in there and fuck shit up.
Yeah.
And the concept of not going
is
not. Yeah. It's like, unless I'm dead.
Yeah.
So I get it from that perspective. Like, who says it and how often it gets said is important. But then, like,
I think the other thing too is their position in life.
It means more from those
If you
people
have
that-
similar or more in terms of what I want, and you tell me
Yeah,
the
I was
rest,
just about to say that. It means more from the people that have what you want.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's like, we've talked about like taking advice and stuff from people. It's like people's opinions, people's advice, those things should have more weight coming from those that have what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes that's not your parents and
Yeah.
people who are just older than you. Sometimes it can be people that are the same age as you. And
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a interesting, like, you don't want to, especially for people like us who are like driven, ambitious entrepreneurs, like as much as that word gets thrown around loosely now, but it's like we have to show up to do the thing.
Mm.
So the one thing that I do and I'm extremely grateful for when it comes to the relationship I have with my wife
I was about to say the same thing.
is there have been so many really challenging times.
Mm.
And I'm not talking like together. I'm
Yeah.
talking myself
Yeah.
doing what we do every fucking day.
Yeah.
Like we talked about the lockdowns, all that. It's just all the time. Like, you know how it is.
Mm.
And the one thing that I'm extremely grateful for her is very rarely will she say to me, don't
Yeah.
stop. You need to relax. You need to pull back. She always says, you will be okay.
Yeah.
Like, you will get through this. Like, you have the strength, you
Yeah.
have the knowledge, you have the capacity. Like, I think she obviously can, like, if I'm fucked, like, there's been a few times where I was like, when I get migraines, it's my body
Switch off.
just being like, bro, you need to stop.
Yeah. That's
So-
your anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she'll be like, you have to not go to the gym. You have to
Yeah.
dial back on work. And that's fine. But outside of that, she's never sat there and just like said like like, don't do the thing.
Yeah.
And I think that there is a tremendous amount of value in having those people there, because if pity is the only place you go to, for me, I'm not listening to you, and I'm probably never going to really open up to you again,
Yeah.
because I don't want to hear that shit.
Agreed. Yeah.
So it's
Someone
it's a very, like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, I don't agree that like you should never have like that emotional response to stop, but you should never always, you don't want either or all the time.
Yeah, and I think that's important. It's having a core group of people that know you well enough
Yeah.
to make the call.
Yeah.
Or don't. So, like, the way my wife handles it is, what do you need right now? There's no, either way, there's no suggestion.
Yeah.
Because she knows telling me to rest is not going to work. And I'll probably just get angry. And she knows sometimes, every now and then, 1 out of 10 times when I get to, like, peak, I do just need to, like, just fucking sit down and watch a movie.
Yeah.
And I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, hers is like, what do you need? What do you need right now? And how can I help?
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, it's like, I just need to get this done. And I just need to... And she knows that also means leave me the fuck alone. That
Absolutely.
I'm in a headspace that we are not going to have positive interactions.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
to go do the thing. And once the thing's done, I'll feel better.
Yeah. It's interesting, man, because it's like, even who you go and seek when things like that happen will influence what decisions you make and what direction you go.
Yeah.
with. So, like, some people just need someone to say anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
They just want, like, when you're in that real challenged, vulnerable position.
Yeah.
And you're like, I just need to voice this to someone. If you pick the wrong person, though,
Yeah.
like, that can really, like, how many times can you have someone say, yeah, just take the day, and then all of a sudden you get fucking nowhere?
Yeah.
Like, if you have that partner that's just like ultra just protective of your emotional state and yourself, like, because they love you, but it's like, sometimes you can only take so many days, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, is like, so it's really important to kind of know who to speak to when.
Yeah.
And like, it's hard because you're like, you're almost going into it knowing what you're getting out of it then. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because if you go to like, say I go to my
Yeah,
mum,
yeah.
right? So I'm
Yeah.
work's tough. I never do this.
Yeah.
And I'll call my mum.
Yeah.
So I'm instantly deciding that I'm taking the day off.
Yeah.
You know, or backing off from whatever it is that's tough.
Yeah.
Because that's what she's going to say to me because she
Mhm.
loves me. So it's like, how aware do you have to be of who you speak to before you're in that situation?
Yeah.
Or is it just a roll of the dice on who's available?
Yeah, I've even said that to Amy at times. Like, I need that sometimes. I need you to say,
Yeah, you should
go and get the fucking job done.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but that works
I
really
need
well.
you to have that. Have the confidence to do that. No, I'm not going to be upset. And even if I do, afterwards, I'll respect you and thank you for it.
Yeah, that works well with the dynamics of our relationship, our relationships.
Yeah.
Like for my wife to sit there and just say like, "Go and fucking get it."
Yeah.
I'm just like, absolutely, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
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 I get what you're saying, Jace. It's like you have to make the call of how aware do I have to be that I know what I'm going to this person for. But it would be nice if the people around me automatically knew what I need.
Absolutely, because the pitfall. So
Yeah,
say you have.
I get it.
Yeah, so you don't have. So I think like even now for anyone listening, maybe just the next couple of times the going gets tough, just be aware of who you go to and what they say.
Yeah.
And just be aware of like the next time, what do they say? Because then you're like, okay, if every time I go to this group of people, so say you like you're sitting around drinking with the boys and you voice your problems and they just say the same thing every time.
Yeah.
I don't know if doing that every time is valuable.
It's useful, yeah.
And or you go to your mum and she says the same thing. Like Tam goes and speaks to his mum and she says, "Oh, you need to do this every time."
Yeah.
You might want to, in some instances when things get tough, maybe exercise someone else who might be just sitting outside the fringe of that mid circle, and that might be the person that sits there and says, like, you know, "Are you okay? Are you safe? Are you healthy? This okay, cool. What are we going to do about it now?"
Yeah, so that person who could go either way,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
is who you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you're always in the rest thing, I'm in the back of my mind, I'm like, you're holding me back.
Yeah, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, you and I aren't the same.
Yeah.
So I can't really respect what you're saying to me.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to tell me to do this.
Yeah, I appreciate the compassion,
Absolutely.
but this isn't what I need.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, this isn't what I need every time. So then it's like, well, if you don't have awareness, all you do is go back to that person. But like, I guess what I'm trying to maybe gather today is start to develop that awareness. So when you have challenges, you go to the right person.
Yeah.
And sometimes that might not be the closest people that you would go to now. You might need to just, you know, shoot your shot and try it with someone else, you know, in your circle that might, you know, dare I say it, say something that like is like, yeah, you're okay. Now it's time to fucking get on with it. Like, you can do this. Like, no matter how hard this is, you can endure this. And like, I'm here to support you. Because sometimes like people just want to be backed, man.
Yeah, I wonder if going to the person who's going to tell you, go get it done, probably means you're going to someone who gets it done more often than not, which then showing them that you're vulnerable is more scary.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, fuck, I don't want to tell Jace that I'm like not coping.
Yeah.
Because Jace is a fucking monster and he's always coping. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah,
from
yeah,
the
yeah.
outside perception is like, well, that successful person who would make you better,
Absolutely.
the perception of them is that they don't feel like this, so me being vulnerable to them is really scary.
Yeah.
I could
yeah.
fucking guarantee you they do.
Oh, yeah. They'll understand more, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like Tam said, if you are the other person and someone comes to you with, I'm struggling, I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever, it's, what do you need?
Yeah.
What do you think you need right now?
Yeah, it's just a little bit of awareness. Like, you don't have to sit there and never like be like, oh, you know, rest and take care of yourself, whatever. But so you should have more options than that.
I agree.
Because sometimes, like I said, in a lot of cases, like I know even just personally, I'm not consoling Steph for her to tell me to take the day off. And telling her to put to sit and eat a tub of ice cream and watch Netflix and just leave the problem still here.
Yeah.
It's, are you okay? Tell me whatever it is that's troubling you.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you're going to be fine. Go and fucking get it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to endure this.
Yeah.
That's who you are, though.
It's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
it's the number one relationship coaching thing too. It's like when you're particularly your female partner is unloading, it's like,
What do you need?
do you need a solution or do you
We
need
just
to
want to
listen?
listen. Yeah.
And it's the same. It's what are you here for? Do you want a solution or just need me to listen?
Yeah.
Sometimes that dissipates it too. I've had it with friends. I'm like, I ask that question, I'm like, what do you need right now? And it sort of makes them weirdly self-aware. They're like, oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Want to voice this to someone.
Because they get
Out.
outside of their problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I actually just had a burst of emotion.
Yeah, I just needed to make some noise for a minute. Now I'm okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Yeah.
being on the other end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of this boils down to just like having that awareness to just be like, what does this person need to get out of this conversation?
Yeah.
What do they need to get out of it?
Mm-hmm.
And if you can assess that,
Yeah.
and it's like if you're fucked up, at the doctor's because you had a migraine, needed a fucking shot to stop the nausea,
Yeah.
and you hear that, maybe tell that person to take a day off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if the person is like, just
Yeah.
a little bit stressed, got deadlines, got a project, whatever, like, maybe something's hard's happened in the business, like, dollar-wise or whatever, it's like telling them to take that off makes the problem worse.
Agreed. Yeah.
So then it's like have that awareness to just be like, back the person, because sometimes they just want to know that they can do it because they don't have that stack of proof or they can't see the stack of proof because it gets blurred because of the emotions.
Yeah.
So having someone else remind them of it is valuable.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah. I look at the way we communicate and I see so much of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
You message like, I think, even it's just like, I think there's a migraine coming on.
Yeah.
It's like, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's like the next 48 hours, I'll assume you're an invalid. Like,
Brain doesn't work. Brain doesn't work for that 2 days.
it's like, okay, so you've got a presentation. Can you handle it? Yeah, I'm fine. Cool. Everything else is taken care of. I'll leave you alone.
Yeah.
And then the other message is like, can we chat about this? And it's usually, I'm looking at too many open tabs and I don't know how to order them. What needs to happen?
Yeah, that's not a turn the dials down. It's like focus on this.
Yeah. Correct. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know where you can take value out of that, but I thought it was an interesting conversation for the listeners.
No, I liked it.
Yeah.
Look at us. Fucking
Self-aware.
making changes.
Self-aware kings.
Yeah.
We can't just talk
make
about
fun of
fit-
ourselves for 55 minutes and then drop a heavy and leave.
That's it. Got to talk more about what interests us, and we just like talking about people interacting with people.
Yeah. Yeah, my content's really gone that direction lately too.
Yeah, it's just a sign of bored. So we don't go crazy. It's so we don't go crazy and start talking about weird shit in fitness.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's all get started with that. We need to stop because we've got to fucking travel.
Another one and then a 9-hour drive.
Yeah.
So it's not my podcast. Thanks everyone for listening for Christmas.
Ben just ruined it. Cut that out. That was horrible. So this will be the last one dropped before Christmas, guys. It's been an amazing year. You've seen a big shift in terms of like how we deliver the podcast, and the support has been amazing. This is literally the funnest part of the week in most cases for Ben and I. And we do thank you guys for all your support along the way. Obviously, it's a new year. There'll be plenty of banter. We're going to take this to another level. So stay tuned. If you haven't, hit the subscribe button. Get the message out to other people. Like, share, follow, do all of those things because, 2024 is going to be mega. But from the team, thank you very much, and we will catch you next episode.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.